"Not yet, daughter of I," she grinned toothlessly at me. I was nettled at being excluded and wandered back to the window, where fascinating debris was being swept down the swollen river. The placid water foamed like honey from Asen. I waited until the girl was entirely engrossed in her guard and slipped quietly out of the window and onto the paved place outside the palace. The air was full of people crying out and giving orders that no one was listening to. The flood had come down suddenly this year, my 6th in Ma'at, and early. Little houses which had been made by herdsmen to be dismantled later were being dismantled early by the water, running faster than a running horse. No one noticed me as I wandered through the crowd. Of all the children of I most resembled the common people, and apart from the fineness of my amulet and the gold rings in my ears, there was nothing to set me apart. A woman leading a mother goat and carrying a kid almost stood on me and cursed me out of her path in the name of Set, a serious curse. I threaded my way through the people to the edge. Fascinating. People like ants scurried away from the water, carrying hay and sacks and terracotta pots. A solemn priest of Basht bore away a sacred cat from a grain storehouse which had been inundated. It was soaking wet, spitting and furious, and it scored his smooth, pale shoulders with long, angry lines, which he did not even seem to notice. I was so interested in the movement and the voices, crying on a variety of gods to allow them to get to safety before the water enveloped them, that I did not notice that the water had eaten away the spit of sand which I was standing on, and was about to eat me. I must have screamed as I fell. It was cold water, terribly strong, and I saw the flash of a reptilian tail as a crocodile was swept helplessly past, turning belly up as it struggled to regain its balance. Ivory teeth flashed in the gaping mouth. I was seized by the Nile, pummeled and thumped. There was no air. A red mist rose in front of my eyes. I struggled to surface, striving against the current, gained the air and gulped. Then the fists of the water thrust me under again, and the scales of another crocodile scraped my legs. I struggled again, twisting all my slight weight, grabbed at something, and was hauled bodily out by strong hands. I came up red-faced, gasping, soaking wet, into strong arms which squeezed the Nile out of my lungs and shook me bodily. It was the young man, Horemheb, double my age and destined to be a soldier. He was tall and good-looking, with long hair as black as ink, and the most considering dark eyes. His hair was plaited in locks, each one tipped with a blue faience bead, which bobbed across his bare shoulders as he moved. He tucked me under one arm as though I was baggage and climbed the bank. I did not struggle against this humiliation, because I was still breathless and suddenly conscious of being in very deep trouble. "You ran away from your nurse, Mutnodjme," he said solemnly, setting me down on wobbly feet. I grasped at him as I felt myself falling, and he picked me up again. His body was warm and his arms secure, and I relaxed a little. "I did," I agreed. "You will be beaten," he added. "I will," I said, observing that his fine cloth was stained with river mud. "Now, how are we to get you out of this?" he asked himself, mounting the next bank and striding toward the palace of I. "Where is Asan?" "Tending to a woman in childbirth," I said. "Put me down, I can walk." He did so, and took my long sidelock in his hands, wringing it to spill out the water. He surveyed me. I was a mess. My skin was stained with black mud, my feet and hands filthy, and blood was flowing from the crocodile scrapes along my legs. He wiped at the grazes with a hard hand. "Doesn't this hurt?" he asked. "Of course." I winced as he blotted at the blood with his palm. "But you haven't cried, Najma," he commented.